Hey everybody, it's Cindy here, and I have had many requests to talk about parenting and even more requests to talk specifically about parenting teenagers. And so I'm going to address that a bit today. Basically, one of the main things to remember is that parenting the first 18 20 years of our children's lives is a movement from being in total control of their lives at birth, where literally they would die if we didn't take full control of their lives, to them taking full control of their lives and us stepping away from that control. So it's about a 2-decade process in most situations, where we move from being totally in charge to helping them to become fully in charge of themselves. So I kind of look at it as like a business. So at first, when we have our babies or adopt our babies, we are the CEO, right? We're the head honch. We are totally in charge, and we need to make all the decisions, and we need to make all the choices. And we can pretty much say, where they go, who touches, who holds them, where they spend their time, what they eat, what they drink, where they play, what they learn, and all of that. And then much later, like when we get into the preteen, well, gradually all the way, but especially by the time they're teenagers, we want to just be kind of co-managing their lives with them, right? We want them to slowly take on more responsibility for their lives as they're young children and they're growing up. So having them make more decisions, have a little bit more responsibility, a little bit more freedom all the way. So by the time they're teenagers, we're co-managing their lives with them. We're still their parents. We still have some authority. We still, have responsibilities for them, but they are learning to take much more responsibility for their lives. This is in a healthy situation. They should be. And making more of their own decisions and so forth. Not against your parental authority, but none the same. Learning to manage their lives, because in a few short years they're going to be out and totally in charge of their lives, and so we need to prep them. Part of prepping them is backing off. So we go from being the CEO of their lives to being a co-manager, right? Co-managing to more of a consultant, where eventually when they're close to moving out or have just moved out, right in there, the last couple of years of high school or early years out of high school, we're more of a consultant. We're someone they consult with about their lives, but we really don't give a whole lot of feedback about how they should be living, where they should be living, what they should be doing, etc. Okay, so that if you can look at parenting as the beginning of parenting is a high intense time for you to be in charge, but it is a constant and gradual letting go the whole way. But what happens often with people is they start letting go about, when their kid is a junior in high school. They start going, oh yeah, maybe I should leave that more up to them. Or they do it a little earlier than that, but then when they see their kids about to graduate and leave, they grip tighter and they try to get more controlling, and that backfires too. That's why there's so much tension in the teen years, is because the teenagers are knowing we need more independence, we need more control over our lives, and people are gripping tighter because they're scared of what we'll do with control in our life. They're scared of our behaviors, the risky things we might do, because we teenagers tend to do that, that kind of thing. But nonetheless, they need to learn to manage. They need to learn to manage how to drive cars responsibly. They need to learn to manage how to say no to peer pressures that are dangerous for them. They need to know how to manage money. They need to know how to manage their schedules and how to get their homework done and still get to practice and still get to work and still get a good night's sleep and still eat good meals, even though they're running from school to practice to work to date to they need to learn to balance all of that. So when they go off to college or the military or out to work and live in their own apartment or whatever they do next, they can manage it. So anyway, okay, enough about that. When you're raising kids, know that all behavior from a kid is goal oriented. All behavior is goal oriented. They want something. It's not a manipulative thing, it's just how it is. So if you have a toddler who's kicking and screaming, laying on the floor and having a total fit, total tantrum, they're not just stressed out. They're saying, help me. I need attention. I need help. Obviously, I'm completely out of control. And so it's goal oriented. It's like, hey, I'm trying desperately to get your attention. Please give me some. So, and that's just one example. When a teenager is trying to get your attention, they might, whether they know it or not, whether it's conscious or unconscious, they might break the law. They might come home late. They might not do their homework. They might show up late to school. Things like that. Anything that will draw your attention to them, they might do if they need you, whether they know it or not. So when you see behavior that you don't like, instead of saying in your mind, oh, they're so disrespectful, and who do they think they are, and I raised them better than that, and or those brats, you might say, what is it that they need that they're doing this? Kind of go, what is it that they need that they're doing this? Maybe I need to look at that. Okay, and come at it from that that direction. Alfred Adler, who was the inventor of individual psychology, the founder of individual psychology, said there are 4 C's. The 4 C's that kids of all ages are looking for. They're looking for control. They want some control. They want courage. They want to contribute and to count. They want to feel like they count. So the behaviors, the goals of the behavior may be, hey, I want to contribute. I want to count. I want to feel courageous, and I want to feel in control of something. So look at that and see, how can you give control to your child? Well, when they're 6 years old, you don't need to dress them all the time anymore. They can start, picking out their clothes even sooner than that, really. But a lot of people think they need their kids to be dressed perfectly and everything to match, and the hair to look cute, and to have everything be all lined up. And I understand why that's important to some people, but more importantly is your kid beginning to manage their lives more and to feel like they have some control in their lives. If you make every single decision, like you're going to wear these pants with that shirt, and you're going to go at this time, and you're going to eat this for your lunch, and no, you can't do that, and I'll let you know if you can ever do that. If that's all you do, if you're running your home like a drill sergeant, they're not going to establish that sense of, I have some control over my life. I can manage myself. I know how to manage. However, if you're so loosey-goosey while they're growing up, there's no rules, there's no boundaries, there's no whatever. Everybody fixes their own meals at whatever time, and they eat it wherever in the house, and there's no curfews, and anybody can come over anytime and stay as long as they want and do whatever they want, and there's nothing, no structure. We don't have a bedtime, we don't have a meal time, we don't have a homework time, we don't have a time together as a family. There's nothing. Then they're out of control also. They can't establish a feeling of control because everything's chaotic and lacking structure. Okay, so courage, developing courage, that means trying things they've never tried before. That means doing things they didn't know they could do. So you want to give them opportunities, even if it's your little 3-year-old who wants to help you put the plastic dishes away out of the dishwasher. You can say, okay, it's your job to hand mommy the little plastic cups out of the top of the dishwasher, and then I will put them high up in the cupboard. That they feel like they're courageous, like, wow, I can do it. I can do it like mommy does it or daddy does it. Or I count, I'm helping, things like that. So look for ways all throughout their lives where age appropriately they can have control, courage, a sense of contribution, and to feel like they count. Also, in general, all ages, you want to feed behavior you want to see, and you want to starve behavior you don't want to see. And this is what I mean by that. Whenever they do something well, something right, something you feel good about, follow a rule that you have created in their lives, They do get the homework done. They remember to make their bed. They get along with their brother or their sister instead of fighting this time. They come home on time. They have safe driving practices. They call when they're going to be late. They say they're where they say they're going to be. Whatever. Whenever you see them doing something right, praise them, reward them, praise them, even if it's just verbal praise, but reward them in all kinds of ways as they're growing up. Little kids, sticker charts are great. Taking them out for an ice cream, thanking them, praising them, giving them more freedom because they show more responsibility, things like that. And then starving, what you don't want to see when they're little, you ignore things you don't want to see and give them like your full attention when they're doing something wow. So they want your attention, and they're either going to get it through behaving in ways you believe are positive or behaving in ways that you believe are negative. So we want to really give them loads of attention when they're behaving positively and less when they're negative. So because their goal is to get your attention and have time with you. And like I said, they're going to earn it whatever way they have to get it. So that means spend individual time with your kids as much as possible and do things they want to do. Don't just have them hanging around you when you're doing chores. Okay, we're going to go rake leaves together. That's quality time. Well, it can be. It isn't that it's not, but if they, I played some video games with my son that I was so bad at when he was growing up. I mean, I was so bad, and he tried so hard to teach me, and I was so bad at it, and I didn't really enjoy it, but I knew this was one of his favorite things, and so I did it. I did it anyway. And when they were little, there were times I was so exhausted, but I thought, nope, you read this book to this girl because she wants you to, and you need to curl up with her and spend some time with her. And that never stops. When they're teenagers, we have a myth in our head that they don't want our attention. They don't care what we think. They don't want our love or support or time with us. And that isn't true. That isn't true. They still want their parents. They always want their parents to be a part of their lives. It's just, it needs to be positive as much as possible. So take your kid out for a Coke, your teenager, one at a time. Take the one teenager, go and just relax, or take the one shopping, or take the one, somewhere that's important to them, to the game, to the store, to the restaurant, go for a walk, whatever, but get them alone and be quiet. And listen to what they have to say, what comes up from their perspectives, and have a delightful conversation. This isn't the time to lay down the law or remind them how insufficient they were at whatever lately, that kind of thing, but just enjoy them. Enjoy them. They are people. Teenagers are people like we are people. The difference is, they want the same things we want. They want love, respect, attention, quality time. They want things. They want freedom. They want, to express themselves uniquely. They want all of those things that you and I want. The trouble is that they're only young. They're just younger and less equipped to get it for themselves. So our job, right, is to come in and help them to get equipped to get things themselves, and to show them respect and love, so they will have more self-respect and love. So remember, they are human beings. When they're 2, they're human beings. When they're 2 months old, they're human beings. When they're 10, when they're premenstrual, when they're crazy, when they're moody, when they're angry, when they're swearing, when they're complaining about having to go to school again, or how boring the teacher is, or how they don't want to clean their rooms. They're humans like you and I are humans. They don't want to clean their rooms like we don't want to clean our house. They're the same. They're just often younger. Well, they're always younger. Sometimes they're shorter. Sometimes they're not. By then, my son was taller than me. I don't know when, but early. And they want the same things as we do. So remember that they are people. They are people. And remind them that you are human too. I said to my kids more than once when they were teenagers, I am a person. I am a person with feelings. And when you talk to me like that, it hurts. It hurts. I want you to tell me what's wrong. I want you to speak to me about what is concerning you, but let's do it in a way that's calm. Let's sit down. Let's talk about it. I can't, it hurts my heart when you speak to me with that tone or say that word or whatever. So, be human too, of course. Okay, what else? Oh, when they're teenagers, a lot of people grip tighter. A lot of parents grip tighter when they're teens out of fear. Fear they're going to drive recklessly, drink, do drugs, break the law, skip out on school, not do their homework, date the wrong person, have sex with everybody. Make bad choices, all that stuff. So we think if we grip tighter, we'll keep them more under wraps. That is a myth. That's not true at all. That will backfire so badly. So what do we do instead? You want to pick 5 or less of your absolute no's list. You have 5 things, right around 5, that are your absolute no's. These are the things that you will not tolerate. They're no's. Like for me, one of them was drugs and alcohol. We will not do drugs and alcohol. Now, most teenagers are going to at least drink, on the side, out with friends, whatever. But my rule at the house was, I don't want to know. There will be no drinking or drugs here, and I won't tolerate it. I'll have 0 tolerance if I know you're doing it. So that was one. Do the best you can in school. That was another one of ours. Do the best you can in school. Follow the law at all times. Don't break the law. Follow the laws of the world all times. Things like that. So you keep your absolute list short, your absolute no list, so they feel a yes from you often. If they want to dye their hair purple, even if you don't like it, even if you don't think it's a good idea, and you think they look like a clown instead of a person, it's not worth the battle. Or the music that you can't stand, that they blast, and you think, oh gosh, that's horrible music. That isn't even music. It's so bad. It's such bad music. It's not music to your ears, but to them it's like important. They love it. So, try to bite your tongue a little if it's not gonna really matter in big picture stuff. For example, I say use the 1-year rule. Tell yourself as a parent, okay, do I want to fight this battle? If 1 year from now, what I'm thinking about fighting with them about is going to matter, then maybe it's worth the conversation and the tension that this could cause. But if it's not going to matter in a year, like their music tastes, like whether they dye their hair or not, whether they get the tattoo or not, whether they blow the money or not, things like that, it's probably not going to, it's not worth losing the relationship for or over. Now, I'm not saying be afraid of being firm with your kids. I'm saying limit your list. Have your no list be short, because this is the season of their life as teenagers when they need to figure out what their yeses are, what their yeses and nos are, not just based on what you're telling them is the nos. Okay? Okay. Can't say it enough. Show support. Show up. Go to the game. Go to the concert. Ask them how's life. But don't pressure them to tell you everything. Remember, teenagers need their privacy too. That's part of the separation of you not being the CEO anymore, but just a consultant. You don't need to know everything. You don't need to know everyone they've liked. You don't need to know whether they got a kiss goodnight or not the other night. You don't need to know, every moment of everything. You don't. You're their parent, but you're not their cop. You're not their CEO anymore. They're teenagers. In a few years, you're not going to know anything if they don't want you to. So help them adjust to that time in their life when every minute they're in charge of themselves by letting them be in charge more and more as they get closer to high school graduation. You'll feel better. Also, you can kick back and not feel so responsible for every little thing. I loved it when I stopped saying, hey, did you get your homework done tonight? I don't even know the last time I said that to one of my kids. It's a relief, because if they didn't get it done, who's it on? That's on them. So, yeah, sure, I wanted them to have great grades all the way. I wanted them to get scholarships. I wanted them to feel good about themselves, be confident students. Of course, who wouldn't want that for their kids? But I wasn't going to beat it to death at home to make it happen. I wasn't going to try to force them to be good students. No, 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 no. It's their decision. And I helped logic through that with them, and again, fed the positive behavior as much as I possibly could, I think, but wasn't going to fight the battle. Wasn't going to fight the battle all the time. Okay. My website is cindydwhitmer.com, CINDYDWHITMER.com. And on there's a section called Free Resources. And if you click on that, and then you see there down below, there'll be the word relationships, and you click on that. Below that, there is an article called Parenting and the 4 C's that I mentioned earlier that Alfred Adler came up with. So if you'd like to hear more about that and how that applies to parenting kids, you can read that article for free on my website, and that'll go into it just a little bit more. It's not a very long article. I wrote it several years ago, so for a newspaper column I had, but that'll give you a little bit more to go on. We could talk about parenting for the rest of our lives, right? For the rest of our lives, we could. But those are what came to mind for me today. There's tons of resources out there. I'm going to show you a few of my favorite books. I have a whole stack here, but we'll round it down to just a few because for the interest of time. One is A Family of Value by John Rosemond. This is not a new book. This is, I don't know how long it's been around. John Rosemond, A Family of Value. Straight talk on strengthening the American family and rearing successful, happy children. A 6-point plan for raising happy, healthy children. I really like this book. He's very practical. Oh, there's so many. This, to me, is one of the best books for teenagers. They can read it on their own. Success Principles for Teens. These are 20 to 25 basic principles on how to have a successful life in whatever area. And it gives testimony. It's co-written with Jack Canfield, the chicken soup guy, with a teenager. And there's several examples of teenagers going through successes and trials and tribulations and overcoming things. It's an excellent, excellent book. I offered to pay my kids to read this book at one point because I thought it was so good. If you're going through a divorce or have been through a divorce, this is one of the best books for families going through divorce or having gone through it. Second Chances, Men, Women, and Children, a Decade After Divorce. It was actually a study of the effects of divorce and how to handle them. Fabulous book. It's pretty old too, but it's fabulous. Raising Self-Reliant Children in a Self-Indulgent World. Can't say enough about it. It's got some good practical information. Here's a little one. A Parent's Guide to Understanding and Motivating Children. Very thin little book. There's so many. I have a stack, and I didn't even get them all out, and I certainly haven't shown you them all. There's plenty of resources and support out there. If you like to read or do research or whatever, just Google it, and you'll see more modern resources too. These I've had around for a long time, but they're classics. They're very, very good, in my opinion. So anyway, let me know if you have something specific about parenting, any age child, or any specific issue with your parenting. Send me a message and let me know. You can send a private email message to me at cindydwhitmer.com if you want to, or you can comment below, and I'll message you and we'll talk about it. So and then I might use it as a future subject to go into, because if you're concerned about something, there's probably 100,000 other people that understand and are feeling the same way. So anyway, good luck parenting. Enjoy your children at whatever age they are. Enjoy them. Just enjoy them. They are precious. Thanks. Bye.